Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, Math Made Easy with Terry in 10 minutes. We're going to talk about the first rule of integration, which is the constant rule. Like I always say, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget also to click the notification bell so that when I post new videos, you'll be the first person to know. All right, so what is a constant? A constant usually has an x variable attached to it, but the only difference is that the power is raised to power of 0, okay? So let me just write it down because I'm aware some of you do take note. So a constant usually has an x variable attached to it. Okay, so it always has an x variable attached to it. But the only difference here is that its power is raised to the power of 0. Okay, so for example, let's assume we have 4. You were told to integrate 4, okay? Actually, what it meant is that it's the same thing as saying you're integrating 4x to power 0. Because if you remember the laws of indices, anything raised to power 0 is equal to 1. Okay, so that is that for that. So now let's talk about the rule now. Okay, so let's talk about the rule 1, the constant rule. What does that imply? Okay, so what it says is that when you integrate a constant, it will give you that constant, the variable plus c. Does that make sense? So when you integrate a constant, it will give you the constant in addition to a variable plus c. All right. So when you integrate a constant, it will give you that constant the variable then plus c. Okay. So, and also another thing again, the second rule here is that always remember, or let me explain this a bit first. So it means that when we integrate a, is going to give us in respect to x, okay? You're integrating a in respect to x. What is going to give you is going to give you ax plus c. Are you seeing it? So it's going to give you the constant, the variable plus c. And also, what to keep in mind is that always when you want to integrate, you always bring out a constant before you integrate. The second thing here is that you always bring out the constant before you integrate. Okay? So also when you want to integrate, you always bring out the constant before you integrate. So that's the rule. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to write the steps for that. So I'll write the 3 steps to integrating a constant. So the 3 steps to integrate a constant. Number one, you have to then rewrite the equation with a variable raised to power 0. Okay? So for example, if you were told to integrate 10 in respect to x, so it's going to be the same thing as saying 10x to the power of 0 in respect to x. So you have to rewrite the equation with the variable raised to the power of 0. Then as usual, the second thing is that you have to bring out the constant. So you bring out the constant and rewrite. Okay? So you can see, I told you here that always what? You have to always bring out the constant before you integrate. So here as well, you have to bring out the constant. So that means when we have integrating 10 x to the power 0 in respect to dx, what happens is that you bring out the 10, there's going to be 10 integrating x to the power 0 dx. Okay? Then when you're done with that, step 3, you then apply all the 3 rules of integrating general form. So you're going to apply the 3 rules of general form of integration. Okay? So we're going to apply the 3 rules. So as usual, you add 1 to the power. So it's going to be 10 into brackets. You have x 0 plus 1 divided by 0 plus 1. Okay? Plus c. And that will give you 10x plus c. Are you seeing it? Then, so therefore, we can now say when you integrate 10 dx, it will give you 10x plus c. All right? So with that now, we can also play around with the general form. So we can now say that when we are integrating a in respect to dx, okay, so it's going to give us, we're integrating a x to the power 0, okay? Then you bring out the a, so it's going to be a integral x to the power 0, and that will give us a into brackets x to the power 0 plus 1 divided by 0 plus 1 plus c. So that will give us a x, because 0 plus 1 give us 1, plus c. Are you seeing it? So when we integrate a in respect to dx, is going to give us, so when you integrate a in respect to dx, is going to give us a x plus c. Okay? And that is that for that. Okay? It's going to give us that for that. All right, so let's pick an example. All right? Let's pick an example. So let's assume you were told to integrate 4 in respect to dx. So it's going to give us 4x plus c. Okay? Let's assume you're told to integrate 50 in respect to dt. It's going to give us 50t plus c. Okay? Let's assume you were told to integrate 200 in respect to dp. Is going to give us 200p plus c. And like I said in the previous video, in order to get the value for c, you need extra information, right? So like in this case, there's no extra information, but you have to leave it like that because an indefinite integration. But when it's a definite integration, and you will not have C, so you will not be bothered with that. Okay. Then let's pick one more. Let's say you are given 10,000 in respect to the what? The F. And that will give you 10,000 F plus C. Okay. So basically, what you're integrating a constant, it will give you that constant, the variable, plus what? C. All right. So what I want you to do, I want you to try and solve this one. Then you can write it in the comment section. Okay. You can try and solve this one and try and write it in the comment section. So number one, I want you to integrate 50,000 in respect to dx. Number two, I want you to integrate 20 in respect to dx. Number three, I want you to integrate 1/2 in respect to dx. And number four, I want you to integrate what? 8 in respect to what? Dx. So you can solve this and you can put the answer in the comment section. All right. And that is that for that. So basically, for the constant rule, what I'm just trying to say here is that when you do the constant rule, it's going to be the constant plus the variable plus C. All right. So that is that for that. Now, the next video, I'm going to go to rule 2, which is the variable rule. All right. The variable rule. So I'm going to see you in the next video. So make sure you subscribe and click the notification bell. So when I upload the second video on the variable rule, you'll be the first person to know. All right. I'll see you soon.